It's a bloodbath today as the U.S. debates the idea of raising the debt ceiling. The overall market not liking the debate right now, but I believe we will find a bottom here at some point. Talking about the SPY, talking about BBIG, talking about AMC and some other tickers that I'm keeping an eye on today during this sell-off, and breaking it all down right here in this video. So make sure you stay tuned. All right, what's going on, guys? Getting right into the charts today. Right now, we got the SPY pulled up here. You can see the big gap down. Yesterday, the SPY closed at around $443, so $443. Today, it's down almost $10 down there to the $434 area. I'm going to keep an eye on the SPY. If we can get a push back up and get this downtrend to stop, or really kind of if we end up filling this entire gap in the chart, there's a little bit of a gap that you can see, I think, on the hourly chart. There's this gap right here. So looking for the bottom here today on the SPY around the 433 area. And at that point, I'll be looking to buy some call options that would expire probably like Friday. Try to buy maybe like 436 call options that expire on Friday. And as you can see right now, the SPY kind of a little bit of a bounce back up here, but not getting too excited just yet. They've got the debate going on all day long. You can see right here, they got the live Treasury debate that they're talking. They got Yellen, they got Powell. They got all these big movers talking about the debt ceiling and blah, blah, blah. So that's why the market is really getting hammered right now. But we all know one thing. I know one thing, that they are going to approve the debt ceiling. We know that. It's going to happen. They're going to approve the debt ceiling. And this is all, the market's going to end up rallying back up and everything's going to be fine. They are not going to allow the U.S. to default. They're just not going to do it. Congress will end up raising the debt ceiling. I think right now it really comes down to the overall, the politics of it, right? So the Democrats really are just pushing this, and they're trying to make this a big deal because they want, the Republicans to step up and be like, hey, take more. They want the Republicans to take more blame for the exuberant amount of debt that this country has. So we're getting a battle between the Republicans and the Democrats right now to be like, oh, well, I don't want to do it, but you guys pretty much have to do it. Hey, if you guys enjoy these videos, do me one big favor, hit that like button. Let me know down below in the comments, what stock are you buying to dip on today, or are you buying puts? What are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you want to learn more about the broker that I use for trading, check them out. It's Interactive Brokers, a link down below. Let's get back into the action. At the end of the day, Democrats have the majority in the House and they have the majority in the Senate. So the Democrats are going to have to pass the bill at some point. They're just going to try to delay as long as they can because they basically want the Republicans to have more blame, or to get more blame for the move here overall with the debt ceiling. So that's the overall market news for the SPY down there to the 434 area right now. Like I said, looking to see kind of as we dip lower. If we dip down there to the 433 area, I'll be looking to buy some 436 call options, or maybe like 435, depending on the price of the call options at that time that will be expiring on Friday. Now, some of the other big movers, we talked about this one actually yesterday. Look at this. I posted this video just yesterday. VGGIF. It's up to the $1.33 area. Yesterday, it was at $1. It opened at $1. It ran up to $1.20 this morning, popped up there again to $1.45, and right now they're at $1.33. So it's green. It's like the only thing that's green on the day right now, or maybe it's red. Yeah, I think it's trying to be green. Yeah, it's working on it right there. So VGGIF up today. Another big mover. I don't know. Big mover. Get it? Big mover is BBIG. So I've been watching BBIG. We've been talking a lot about BBIG here on the channel the past few weeks. I'm sure you guys have all seen BBIG all over StockTwits, all over my channel, and people talking about it. Right now, BBIG down there to the $6 area. 610 was the low. Look at that rip back up there from 610 back to 633. Now, if we go and we look at the bigger picture here on BBIG, we had a big gap in the chart, right? We had this gap in the chart that was caused by yesterday. Yesterday morning, BBIG gapped up And then this morning, yesterday morning, BBIG gapped up there to the 760, 780 area. It sold off basically all day. This morning, it sold off again, and I think it's finally filled that gap down there to the $6.10, $6 area here on BBIG. Now, if we really kind of look at the bigger time frames as well here on the daily chart, you can see how we've had some, big spikes in BBIG. We had this big spike. We went from $3 up to a high of $12.49, $12.50. And right now, if you were going to be buying BBIG, like if you really believed in the short thesis, the idea, I'd much rather be buying with an average down here at the $6 area, filling that gap there, seeing that we have support at the $6 area. That's just going to give us more confidence to hold the trade and to be able to capitalize off momentum. So BBIG pulling back down to this $6 area. You can see on the EMAs there, kind of touching down to that blue area. We've seen previous support there at that level as well. So BBIG, I'm definitely keeping an eye on this one today. I think it's getting kind of crushed with the overall market, but it's definitely something to consider and keep an eye on as we move forward through the day here. As the SPY and everything else continues to sell, there could be some nice little opportunity. We get down here to the $6 flat area, 650. This area basically just watching to see kind of overall what BBIG is doing. Like if I'm going to be buying this thing, if I want to be buying call options, I want to be buying like a breakout over 650 here. That resistance there, 650, that would be my target. If I'm going to jump in, I want to see it push above 650. You know what I mean? Like I need to see some bullish price action to come back in there. So that's one that I'm definitely keeping an eye on. BBIG right now over 650 could be something to keep an eye on for at least, it's something that I will keep an eye on. We got AMC this morning down there to the 3780 area. I haven't been talking a lot about AMC lately just because I really haven't had any reason to talk about it. It hasn't really been doing anything. It had a high up there at $52. It's been selling off ever since. You can see we drew these lines of resistance. We had a little bit of a bear trap. I would say this is pretty much a bull trap there at the $50 area. So we had a bull trap. We had this flag on the chart that everyone was super excited about. They believed that we break over 50, then this would run to $60, $70 on AMC. But I believe that was really just an overall bull trap there at that $50 level, and now we're selling off back down to that 37.74 level there on AMC today. Obviously, I'm not going to hate 100% on AMC today because I understand, yes, the overall market is crashing. Everything is crashing. I get it. It's just the way the market is today. But in general, you can see AMC has not had a very good track record the past week or so, or the past 2 weeks, from that $52 level down there to $37. So now that I feel like we can't hold, if we can't hold this $37 area on AMC, that next support really is down there again at that $30 level. And at that point, I'm just going to say it. I know everyone's going to hate. I believe that if we test $30 there on AMC, if we test the $30 level, if we can't hold $30, well, then that target of that $15 level would be pretty much right there. So we're here at 34. At 30, we're here at 37. We pull back to 30. If we get down there, this is a scenario, right? If we get down to this level at the $29, $30 level, we break through it. Well, then the next support really isn't down there until 15. I think it's going to cause a lot of panic selling and a lot of stop losses and people just getting out of it at that point. So that would really be the targets there. You got 30 and then 15 on AMC. Now, if $37 can hold, then obviously, $48 would be the next test of resistance there. But overall, man, it's just been really hard. I think AMC, a lot of these big plays, the squeeze is just, it's starting to, I don't know. I don't want to say that it's starting to fizzle, but definitely losing momentum. You can see the volume as well here. And the question at the end of the day is, at what point is it over? And I guess people are going to hold on till the final end of it all. But in general, man, it's something to definitely, to think about. I mean, AMC basically went from $40 to $50 back down. It's, is there still a lot of money to be made here on AMC? And that's really the question. You got AMC that's been getting hammered. You got GameStop that's been getting hammered as well, down there to $182. So, it's the question of, is the meme stock squeeze, short squeeze plays, are these still valid? Are these still going to happen? And, is the moasis going to come? Moasis, We've had some other big movers like ATER down today at the 1160 area here. on this mover as well. A lot of people talking about this one being a short squeeze, and this is going to be a big potential mover, and you know, all that stuff as well. So this is another candidate that a lot of people are talking about on Wall Street Bets and different websites. SDC, this one is one that everyone's been talking about as well as being a massive short squeeze. And you can see a lot of this momentum just not here in the market in these short squeeze plays. So ATER, SDC, GME, AMC, BBIG, all getting crushed right now. The momentum just is not there. Yes, I understand the market is red today, but you can see the past few days. This is not just because of today. This is not just because the market's crashing today that these stocks are red. It's, you know, it's been a few weeks of action like this. And another one, I guess a lot of people have been trading is CEI. Look at this thing. CEI recently, CEI up to a high of $3.45. This thing went from recently back there in August, it went from 37 cents to a high of $3.40 here on CEI. This morning up to a high of $3.40, crashing down there to $2.60 and now trying to rally back to that $3 level. I believe that if CEI can't hold that $3 level, then it's going to be a little bit of trouble for it, and it could start to, you know, want to pull back down. This thing is obviously going to be really overextended at this point on the daily chart. If you look on the daily chart, this thing has just been going straight to the moon. I can't even do it because of the EMAs. But in general here, you can see the price action today, kind of questionable price action. Obviously, the overall market is crashing, so it's going to just take away a lot of momentum really with any of the big plays right now. But CEI, it's going to be questionable. Will there be a pullback? It's looking very pullbacky at this point. It's had insane momentum the last few days. So it's going to be, you know, interesting to see what happens here on these plays, especially with the overall market and the SPY. Like, again, you know, we're looking at the SPY here. SPY pulling back down there to that 433 area, which was right kind of in the middle of that gap, filling that gap. Maybe a little bit lower, it could have went to 432. But right now, I think at some point, this is going to reverse, and we're going to get a big reversal on the SPY. And this, by the end of the week, I'm going to say that we're going to be up here in the 440 area again. We're going to fill this gap by Friday. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this to finally find a bottom here, and then we're going to fill this 440 area. I'm going to put lines on the chart right now. I'm going to put them out there, and then you guys will come back and we'll talk about it hopefully Friday. I mean, they're going to approve the debt ceiling. I mean, it's just going to happen. I'm just, you know, I'm on that note. That's pretty much the hot movers, or the red movers, the ones that aren't really moving that we wanted to see move. But we got a couple of movers today, but definitely something, but sometimes definitely some opportunity today to be looking to buy some dips. If you're looking to buy the dips, like I said, looking at the SPY right now, if it gets down here to the 432 area, that would be really spot on to kind of hit that, fill that gap there, 433, 432 area, fill that gap, and then, like I said, we can kind of squeeze back up here to the 440. Very similar to last week's move, which you can see we basically went from 432 up there to 444, and we don't need to even go to 444. We just need to get up to this gap again here in this chart at that 440 level. So this is what we want to see. Price action kind of in here by Friday, by October 1st. So into that 440, 442 range would be my target by Friday, and that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to see. We can get some bounce here finally. There's got to be a bounce at some point. We're going to keep an eye on it. But there it is. If you guys haven't already, do me one big favor. Hit that like button, subscribe button, all the buttons down below, and I'll talk to you guys later on.